welcome back to another video. We're starting off in Nankoku City. It's just off away from Kochi City. I'm on the main road right now, so it's a little bit noisy. We're going back to the basics here today. Just going around with the GoPro POV and walking around, this part of Nankoku that I've driven through many a time, but I've never explored on foot. So in the peak of summer, around 34 degrees right now, we're gonna explore around and take some pictures, take it back to the basics of just street photography, which I haven't actually done for quite a while, really. I've only got a few weeks until I'm off on a trip actually to Hokkaido and Tohoku, so that will be very, very exciting. It's definitely a good time to get back into taking these kind of videos, because in places like Tokyo, and when there's no specific thing that I'm focusing on, it'd be nice to just explore and walk. So you've got a station to my right, Gomen Station. You've got a train just pulling out. We'll see if we can get alongside the main track. You can hear the cicadas in full. The heat is something right now, 34. It's gone up to around 36 at its max so far. Anyway, let's get my settings right. Can't see onto the tracks well enough, like I've got something in the way, but still shoot. I'm on F5, low ISO, shutter speed at 500 or so. There's no real subject that's going to need to be any different, really. I'm just shooting through the tree here. You can actually see the little conductor mascot guy. It's quite a nice looking station. It'd be nice for sure to be able to see a train coming through that, but we can't right now. I've been used to filming more standing in front of the camera, talking about an area, kind of showing it off a bit more. It's a fairly residential area here right now, so I'm going to see if we can find any like nice hidden sections that are worth taking a shot of, or I don't know, just walking and seeing what there is really. There might not be too much to offer. Just as I'm walking down, if I turn around and look back at the station, the trees and the park and everything that I've just walked through, look, nothing special, but it's quite a nice light. Got a little playground as well, just private playground for whoever lives here. Right ahead of me I can see a crossing for this train line and a little clock tower. My spider sense is telling me to go left rather than right. But yeah, lovely bit of greenery actually. Looking down here to my left, there's a canal. But right ahead of me, there's a postman crossing the train line, which looks quite nice. Yeah, I might go check out down here. There's a nice little canal that I've never actually looked at before. So you do find these quite often in Japan, all over, just nice canalways that normally have cherry blossoms hanging over. This one may be no different. I'm not too sure what trees they are. Yeah, this is absolutely lovely. Super clear water, as you can see probably. And yeah, all these trees just looming overhead. You can get a picture, but I'm not sure how to frame it from this angle. I do kind of want to get, I can get low actually. I was going to say I want to kind of get below those looming branches, so I'm looking more along the river. Look at the water flowing here. Beautiful place to live or walk along. And turn around, you got a load of bonsai trees that are nicely looked after in this residence. You get quite a lot in these older buildings. Yeah, let's keep going. Probably follow along the pathway of this nice, oh, that's cute, little ampan man. Look at him go. That's a geezer. Ampan man has a museum in Kochi. I think it was made in Kochi, so that's why you got all these little ampan man pathway bits to follow. And yeah, you do have in Shikoku that runs through into Ehime from Kochi. You've got the Ampan train as well. Cute thing to see. A little bit of knowledge to do with Kochi and Shikoku. I had no idea that they had this kind of public toilet section, which has a lovely canal and then Ampan stuff heading all the way through. Look at this, it all follows around. You get this so much in this time of year, the spider webs just filling up into the bushes, and especially when there's a bit of dew. Yeah, turn around here and you've got a lovely stone bridge, which is probably the main focus of this Ampan kind of section. Kind of like a looking viewing platform across Yeah, I think I came from this direction, I've looped around, so probably head on down a little bit further. Wow, look at that. Cedar tree behind. It's quite an interesting shot here because you've got these older buildings in front with a nice little bonsai, and then whatever that building is behind with a lot of glass. Quite interesting, with a big cedar tree next to it. Surprised there isn't anyone about on this nice summer's day. This is kind of another nice shot. The light is quite interesting. The way it hits these kind of plastic panels, it always creates a nice orange. It's a shame some of these trees have been cut down. I guess you can see how much they loom over, assuming these ones were a bit too low and we're gonna either fall into the water or just break and, you know, cause a bit of damage, or be a bit too dangerous. I'm kind of like picking out small pockets of some, you know, people's houses and stuff. The gate's quite British actually, a nice British garden kind of vibe, but there's such a weird contrast in building style and architecture around here. This looks like I could find something pretty interesting down it. Yeah, you can kind of tell how this opened up, but there would be a shrine of some sort. So let's pull up to the left here. You've got the sun hitting through beautifully onto it. A lot of cars in the foreground, but the way that the sun is hitting this pocket and I'm in the dark is quite nice. Some interesting torii gates here as well. I love all these different kinds of torii gates that you find. Being the millimeter that I'm at right now, it's hard to get them in with this car in the foreground. But I can definitely get it in some capacity. It's quite nice actually from here. I'm getting like the top of this front one in, and I'll come a little bit further back and shoot with the tree in. Maybe even you've got a little bit of light leaking through, so if I keep that in the foreground as well. Maybe portrait's better, cutting the cars out, but we'll play with it. That is mental. I did not realise the building I was looking at from the other side is actually encasing part of the shrine. I wonder what led them to that decision. Why would you put it in a metal and glass box? There must be a reason to it. It says there's a camera in operation, so whether people were, you know, damaging it or something. When you see these big cedar trees and pine trees, you often find some sort of shrine ground. So I did have a slight sneaking suspicion that that's what I would find. I just didn't think that that building would be part of the shrine built onto the back. You've got stone torii gates behind me as well. 2 entrances here. And yeah, it's the water where you wash your hands, I think, here. So this will be the entrance. Yeah, I do find that in Kochi, you get these shrines hidden away. That are just small enough to not really have too many people about. Whereas when I went to, say, Fukuoka, most of the ones that I found were big enough, grand enough that you've always got people popping in and out and it's kind of a big thing. Whereas here, there's ones that are kind of in that range where they're not big enough to be like a big spectacle, but not small enough to be not worth visiting. I will try and look up why that's encased in glass, because I mean, we can check if it's on the maps if I look on my phone now, whether there's a reason to it. We are at Hiyoshi Shrine, and in these pictures I don't see any structure on the back. Oh no, there we go, structure on the back. Why is that a thing? Would it tell me? Yeah, it doesn't say why, it just says that it is on some of these reviews. Interesting. What a weird thing. It's the first time I've seen something like that, but we're not gonna know why. You gotta love just these kind of streets. There's so much character to them all around. And then you find these kind of plant pots all around, people with their gardens, and just the respect of everyone else to not do anything stupid or disrespectful to them. I'm gonna go to f1.4. Try and get ISO as low as possible so I can focus on this part of the plant. Specifically, because there's some really nice, I want to say lilies. You get a lily in front with the torii gate as well. There's a lot of character along these streets really. getting back to a busier section, it seems. Be careful poking out. Got a picture of him crossing, if my shutter speed's at a decent number. If not, it will just be blurry. Yeah, we're gonna keep walking up this way. Basically, I've done a loop, kind of waffled, not actually explored too much, but done a small little loop that's taken me back to this same canal. Oh wow, that is pretty beautiful. Just a little stalk in the water here. A very big shame that I don't have my zoomy lens to take a picture of this bad boy, but beautiful nonetheless. I'll see if I can get along it, you know, come along the road. It'll probably fly away, but I don't want to disturb him. Yeah, there he goes. Still get a shot as he does so. And then we'll try and follow him down, see if he lands further down in the river. It'd be perfect if he landed where the steps were that I was at earlier. You know, you look on Google here, there's nothing of notability, really, that shows up unless you really look for it. And I just parked at a random convenience store, had a, 10-minute walk, 20-minute walk, and I found quite a lot to see just in that short time that I had no idea about. And yeah, some days, if you're exploring a new place, that's just the thing to do. It's just walk and explore. Don't like actually plan to look anywhere. It's a beautiful residence as well. A mix of old and new. I don't see this stalk anywhere. I can hear a train crossing shortly ahead of me. It'd be nice if I could get a shot, but I'm a little bit far away really. I'm not gonna run for it. I can hear it coming now, so I'll get my camera up and stop and just get one as it crosses, because oh, there you go, that's the Ampanman train that I'm talking about. It's pretty perfect. What timing that is. That is the Ampanman train that runs through Kochi, Ehime, maybe into Kagawa, I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's specific to Shikoku, and just perfectly timed it with walking back down this same road. You can see where I was, just on this bridge earlier. And I think that's a pretty perfect time and place to kind of end it off, looping all the way back round, and managed to get that in a shot with the canal on my left. I don't think it gets much better than that in this location. We're gonna call it there. Enjoy my little walk that I've just done, heading back through these calm streets of Nankoku City, just off Kochi City. There's a lot of small cities like this. You got Kami, Konan, Nankoku. They're all not too far from Kochi City itself. I'll catch you in probably another one, walking around similar streets before I go off to Hokkaido and Tohoku. So yeah, hope you have enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you in another video.